Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? And welcome to Nerd Cave Show. We have a very exciting show tonight. I am going to turn the camera over to Ray. How are you? And welcome. We're going to get the show started. Here he is. We have a very exciting show tonight. I am going to turn the camera over
Beard,
to Ray.
for 1 second, can you take it real quick?
I apologize, folks. We're having just some having a couple of hiccups here. We will get it figured out in just a minute.
Beard, for 1 second, can you take it real quick?
I apologize.
I don't like it.
Having a couple of hiccups here. You know, it wouldn't be a Nerd Cave show if we didn't have a hiccup or three right in the beginning. So, you know.
All right.
There we go. I think that's it. Hey, I'm still blue, but that's all right. I'm going to be blue this episode. So, yeah. Now, okay.
All right.
And scene. Here's Ray.
Good evening, everybody. If you know, that's yet another one of those wonderful little, what do we call those, train wrecks?
Oh, yeah, that was a train wreck.
Gotta do it at the top of the show.
That was good.
You got to. Apologize about that. I completely forgot I had something looped through the mixer, and something I should have been looped through the mixer, and I'm hearing myself. Tonight on the show, we've got some very, very special guests. Some people I am very excited to hear from because I've been fans of their work for many, many years. One of the first computers I ever bought, and when I first started getting into playing games and stuff, one of my favorite games at the time was Quake 2. And I watched a bunch of this stuff. So I'll get into that here in a little bit because I'm really excited for them to be here. I really am. First thing we need to talk about, we've got a major event that's going on. And it's actually going across all across the United States and in Canada. It is called the We Make Events Call to Action. And essentially what's going on is it's being done, if you go and look around, you'll see a lot of the venues and
a lot of the music
theater
venues
houses, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All the live events venues that are out there. You're going to notice they're going to have red lights out. The buildings are being lit up with red, and this is to bring awareness to the fact that a lot of a major bulk of a lot of communities are the employees and stuff are paid by these events that come through. This is their livelihood, and the downside to what's been affecting them is with the pandemic and everything is with the entertainment industry. Anytime something happens that affects the economy, the entertainment industry is the first to be impacted. These are the first jobs that get lost. Yeah. And these are always the first to come back. I remember
the last to come back.
The last to come back. And I remember after the .com bubble burst, it took months before we saw any real work. And it was literally 2 years before we started to see an actual recovery, a decent amount of work. A lot of us, we struggled for 2 years. And during this time, they've had the government do the bonus, the extra $600 in unemployment benefits, and those are ending. So what's going on is they're doing the entertainment community across the United States, across North America. They're basically, sorry, this earphone's coming out of my ear, or the headphone's coming out of my ear, and it's not staying. They're wanting to help raise awareness. So if you have any of your friends or anything, they're going to be posting tonight. It's going to happen between 9 p.m. and midnight. They're going to be posting images in front of the buildings that are lit up red to bring red alert. You've probably seen a lot of your friends or know somebody that have been posting images on the social media, trying to bring awareness to it.
Putting frames around their profile pictures.
Exactly.
And sharing
so
images.
It's all part of the We Make Events. And one of the things I said, we are a passionate team of industry professionals with a goal to bring much needed attention to the fact that we were the first to be shut down by COVID-19 and will be the last to return. We are asking the public to support our mission and for the government officials to adopt the Restart Act and a continuation extension of the pandemic unemployment assistance, which provides additional funding to those who are currently out of work. So you can also go to I think it's extendpua.com if you want to find more information. We strongly advise if you can become involved. Like I said, a lot of your venues are It's happening between 9 p.m. and midnight tonight. Go down, show your support. If anybody posts image, repost them, help bring it. What is it? What did I say the way it was? Extend EUA or EUP? extendpua.com. And you go there, my apologies, extendpua.org. And you can find more information about contacting a congressman, sending letters to your government officials. Let's make this happen because these people are badly affected. And a lot of these people, like I said, there's a lot of communities that are badly affected because the entertainment industry was a major source of income for a lot of these people. And
a lot of us have been out of work since March 14th. That
exactly.
was the last day we got to actually work in our industry, and we are very eager to go back to work. So.
It's very much eager. So me and Beard are going to be going out there with a lot of other union brothers and sisters, and we're going to be go out there taking pictures. Hopefully we can bring more awareness, and anybody wants to be involved, please be involved. Post on social media, use the hashtags. Please show your support because this is something very important because, like I said, entertainment workers across the United States are badly affected, always the first to be affected, always the last to return to work. It's a really tough industry. It's an industry we love passionately, but it's the most challenging to be a part of. And we really, really appreciate any help that people can do to help bring awareness to it. So especially with the impact that it's had. All right, anything else? Did I miss anything?
I think you covered everything there, Audio.
Sweet, yeah. And if you guys missed it, if I said it wrong, the link is down in the show notes below. Click it, go, and get more information. All right, is there any other stuff I need to keep? Nope, I need this. All right. Now, I'm so excited for this. Please welcome to the show. I have 3 very special guests. I've been really, really looking forward to this. This has kind of been a kind of hopes and dream because, like I said, many, many years ago, I had a computer, and one of the first things I ever saw was a machinima or a video that ran at a Quake 2 called Hadly Workin, and that's what I saw that and I was completely mind blown.
Watch as he gets steadily more and more excited. This is going to be hilarious.
Dude, I'm so excited for this. So tonight on the show, I've got 3 members of that production. They've also worked on another machinima I love from the Quake 1 engine. Both of these are posted up, and the links are down below. Please welcome to the show through Discord. We have Paul Marino.
Hello.
Hello,
Paul.
He was also
hi there.
He was known as, if you guys know, his name is ILL Robinson. He was the director and animation and etc. is what he puts on there, etc. We also have Frank Dellario. Did I say that right?
Little Bixby has dropped from the Discord channel.
Oh, did he disappear on us? All right.
Yes, no, I'm here.
Oh,
he got you.
I appreciate that.
That was a good one.
I like that. I was like, I'm not quite familiar with their voices yet, so I was like, is this? I got trolled. Bravo.
I need to know the Discord sounds a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And now that I'm used to hearing that, I'm like, I didn't hear that. Okay. Where's my stamp? Where's the stamp? All right. And we also have Manu. Did I say that? I'm going to say that wrong. Manu Smith.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for joining us.
And if anybody knows I'm the world's worst with names, you can tell me. It literally takes me weeks to get somebody's name down. A buddy of mine many, many years ago was RV. It literally took me 2 months to get that down. So
that's fine.
That's how bad I am with names.
It's no problem, AudioCraZ.
Thank you. I appreciate that one.
Ray and I have been friends since the 8th grade, and sometimes he still gets my name wrong. So don't.
All right.
Please don't take it personally.
If I'm anything, I'm consistent. So, gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. I've been so looking forward to this. no joke. I'm not lying when I said that I saw the video. I saw the YouTube, the Quake 2 Machinima. I originally I think I watched it on like one of the. Remember back in the day when you had those little, they had the little. I think it was Quake Planet or something, and you had the little thumbnail video like 200 by 300 or whatever it was, and you kind of had to imagine what it really looked like. You know, that much compression.
Yeah, what was it, 340 by 180 or something?
Something like that. It was just
real audio and all, real video.
But it was only
320 by 240.
Yeah, and it was still
320 by 240.
Yeah, it's still only 5 megs and compressed to like no tomorrow.
That's right.
Look at the blocks. They're great.
That's right. Eight colors.
We're joined in the chat by Lady Duke. She's another one of our friend that's on the show here and there. She says, nice to meet you guys. Ray's been gushing about you forever, which is very true. Yeah.
It is, because I think I've shown Beard I've loaded up Quake many times over the years and showed people. It's like, dude, you got to check this out. So like when you guys, and here's the thing, when you guys posted on my website, it was just like, I literally jaw dropped and I fanboyed. I was like, ah! So this whole thing is like I'm going to be way more off than I normally am, which is a little bit more questionable. But I do have one question, and this is kind of open up from, if you guys can remember back when you were working on the production. I kind of asked Paul a little bit this before the show the other day. It was like the character models that you guys had in the video, and so my first question is in Hadly Workin after this was after the bus arrives and the people are in the diner and you've got the dialogue going on. During the moth dialogue, you can put the graphic up?
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. Yeah, that was it.
There you go. Nope, that's not it. That's Hadly Workin.
Yeah.
001.
It was a moth?
Yep.
Yeah, close enough.
You put a moth in there, Paul?
Remember you have the male and the female
moth lady.
Yeah, the moth lady, and so you've got in the back you've got several guests, and I was told these were community ones. My question is, who's the lizard?
That's a good question. I think the lizard. So both of these characters, the three of those characters, were really just stubs. Yes, and I think that came from Polycount. I forgot who found that. I don't know if that came from anybody we personally knew, but I think we were on Polycount, and I think we made a call out for like people that wanted to be part of the extras of of the short, and so that was one of the casting calls that went out, and that was one of the models we got in.
Did we mention him in the credits?
Oh no! Fuck! Oh, sorry.
No,
sorry.
It's quite okay. It's you two. We can get away with it.
Yeah,
those rip guys. Yeah, because Polycount
just forget what the rating. I just forget what the rating of the show is. So forget who I'm talking to.
No, it's all good.
All right. Well, F no. I know. I didn't know anybody there.
Golly jeepers! No. for gosh sakes.
Okay. So
Golly gee, Ray, what are we gonna do? No,
What are you doing?
Because what
Stop touching. don't put your hand there on his knee. You scallywag.
No, don't do that.
6
Don't
feet.
do that.
Come on, 6 feet.
I don't know. Does it count if it's through the jeans? I mean, come on now. Like, what are the
that's
rules
going to be
here?
our next show. That was a new show we were talking about called Touched by an Uncle.
Oh no!
But we never really fleshed it out.
I don't know. I like that one. Well, the animation went really quickly.
Yes.
All right.
This is why Frank was a puppeteer and not voice talent.
No, I wasn't even. I couldn't even be a puppeteer. I was the camera guy.
True. He was the camera guy.
I was the camera guy. They wouldn't even let me control things.
I hear you have been a spot op. That's just a spotlight operator. You just shine it in that direction. You're good.
Yeah. Just don't blind them. But of course, you blind them.
Right. Yeah.
No, that's our job.
Yeah. That's
if they're not blinded, you're not doing your job.
Yeah, that's my job. Yeah.
So. So this is going to lead me up to one of my second questions. When it comes to the dialogue, how much in like compared between the two, or at least in Hadly Workin, how much of it was scripted dialogue and how much of it was completely like improvised?
Did he say script?
Okay, I like where this is going.
Yes.
Use text for that. Yeah.
Yeah, no script.
Really?
We had a storyboard and like kind of a skeleton of a story. Like, okay, we want characters to go to this place. They want to talk about this stuff. But that was pretty much just basically an outline of a story. And then, so the other gentlemen who are on here, Matt Dominiani, Paul Janicola, and John Clavis, they just basically riffed on that story idea. And we just basically kept it rolling until we got the takes that we liked. So
just
Nice.
okay, it's like you get to the part where this is not good. This is so good that we want to keep it, and this stuff, we'll see what happens after we're done editing.
right, and the thing is like, especially you realize that you're gonna have to create this stuff like after they're done saying it. So you're kind of like. They're like, oh, look at this big thing, or this huge cake is in front of me. It's like, oh shit, now I got to create this big cake.
I don't know how that ended up on the floor.
Well, it's true. Like some of that dialogue would then drive having to create that stuff. If we thought the take was really good, we're like, oh, that's absolute comedy gold. But now we've got to create everything to support what they just said. So, but yeah,
had to find that balance between comedy and sanity.
Kind of, yeah.
You know what? So, what didn't make it? We were messing around. You were playing what was before iTunes, Winamp or whatever, and he was just DJing. And it was a song. What's that song?
Napster.
Come back in love again.
Oh,
because
I can't believe you remember that song.
I remember that because you're playing.
Back in love again.
Come back. So the Vegematic. Is it the Vegematic?
Vegemite?
The Grindomatic.
The Grindomatic. Whoever's puppeteering that, which I think was you, Manu, is in the background, moving its arms, dancing to Back in Love Again, and so Larry is in the front dancing around, and it was and that's when we started to get just the inkling that we could do this live before we ended up ever doing that.
So you mean to tell me that the Grindomatic, it wasn't just animated that way? You actually had like a mouse controlling the arms? Or
we had. I'm sorry. Go on. You go on, Frank.
No, you go. It was animated.
You go now. You go.
No, you go.
I love these guys.
No, I'm curious. How was it? I just assumed it was a character like with self-made character movements. I don't know if they had that back in Quake, but
it was motion. It was Frank in motion capture suit. So
Nice.
No, everything then was trick. You only had taunts, right? You only had so many taunts. So those were the animations. Because we were doing this. Was it Quake? We weren't doing Beef Quake yet, right? Was this Beef Quake?
Oh no,
it was Quake 2.
This was
Quake 2. It was Quake 2. So yeah, it was just straight up Quake 2.
So it's just there were taunts that you would do in a game, so you could add those. And Paul created those. So it was just the Grindomatic's arms moving and the body sort of deformed a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So imagine someone puppeteering that live, dancing in the background to hit it, Manu. In love again.
Sorry.
Get back.
I missed my cue. My bad.
Okay, let's try that again.
Take two.
And cue.
What? I
Get back in love
back in love again. Back in love again.
It's back in love.
Does he need
I
his
don't remember
motivation?
the song.
Just based on this, you can understand why it took so long to make this film.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, it's all fun.
Oh, it is so awesome. Well, and it's really awesome to hear like a lot of what goes on behind. Me working on stage, just like that's the main thing. Is just like I wonder if there's just like they ever film themselves. Do you guys ever do that? Did you guys do any filming, or is it just like you just getting stuff done and not trying to kill each other, which happens?
I don't think we had any behind the scenes.
No, the only thing we got behind the scenes was when we did the Florida Film Fest.
Right.
But we had like a camera crew kind of following us around, so that kind of helped with that. But
Yeah.
again, general, we were doing our own stuff. Very, very little kind of archival stuff. I mean, at that time, just to say it, the equipment was so expensive. It's like everything was dedicated to doing what we were doing, as opposed to like, oh, I have this extra camera, or whatever, just to capture whatever it is we were producing. So yeah, not a lot of behind the scenes stuff, as it were.
Yeah, well, it was also during that time where that was, even to own a camera was expensive. So
you're not going to kick us off the show now, are you?
No.
Okay. Oh, good.
No. Well, I have hopes and dreams of like seeing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. But back in Quake 1, Quake 2 days, it was like you were lucky to get someone's little Kodak picture, posted up. That's a blurry mess, but it was just what we did back in the days.
We didn't have TikTok.
No, we didn't have.
Today, they don't know what it was like. They don't know what it was like back then.
We had blurry razor cell phone pictures, and then we were happy with them.
With combing, because you had upper and lower frames and converting
but we had Snake, and we were happy.
Well, it was that 72 meg zip file that took 3 hours to upload.
Geez.
Oh wait, no, to download. Upload was probably like overnight. So
off of a zip drive.
Oh Jesus!
An 100 meg zip drive that cost $67.99.
You didn't have jazz drives? Come on now.
Do we have jazz drives then? 2000. It's all a blur.
I had a buddy of mine at that time. That's all I had were zip drives. But a buddy of mine had. He did a bunch of 3D render of homes and stuff. He had his business that did that. So he had the jazz drive, and I would go over and and I would play with that. But I never got to play with the big toys like that. So
if we had the time, I would love for you to tell him the story of the Sanyo Denki.
Oh, jeez. That story is going to follow me till I die.
Actually, if you look back a couple of episodes on YouTube, you'll get that one. It's a great story about Ray falling in love with the fan.
Yes. Yes.
Oh. All right.
Needless to say, if a fan tries to take my finger off, I'll fall in love with it.
Oh.
As long as it wasn't a jizz drive.
All right. So there's one other question, and I think I have the answer to it, but I still got to ask because I'd like to. I want to hear if there's any good story behind it. So this is going to be my question 3. During apartment hunting, during the mirror scene, how was that? How'd you guys make that happen?
That's so awesome.
You tell that one, Manu.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Manu's story.
Is it?
I think so, man.
Weren't you the other puppet?
Was it me and Matt?
Yeah, it was
you and Matt. Yep.
It was stupid. We did the 2 people. Like the old Patty Duke show or whatever. No, that was actually it. That was her twice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the old miming thing, like the
from Lucille Ball
or Lucille Ball thing
with Harpo.
Exactly, where 2 people are standing. One the main character is just stupid enough to, to think a person in front of them who looks exactly like them is a mirror. So, Matt Dominiani was the main guy, and I was the mirror. And I remember us practicing, like, how to match moves to each other, just close enough to be convincing. Not convincing, but just close enough to. It was
just
hilarious.
For good comedy effect.
And remember what happened, because he has to hit you with the axe, right? So we're doing multiple takes, and.
All right.
So remember what happened at one point when he hit you the second or third take?
Was he supposed to hit?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's how he breaks. No, you hit him. You hit him
right
to break the illusion. So let's do another take.
Yeah.
There was no health pack. Oh, jibs everywhere. Like, oh shit. You're like, oh, I'm sorry.
You mean there's a bunch of outtakes we never got to see?
Pretty much. There's lots of shots where there's just dead guys all around, and we're just sitting there waiting for them to despawn.
So they come back, to do a take, but there's jibs everywhere.
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit.
You still have all those DM2 outtake files?
That was Quake 1, so it was just DM files.
Yeah.
And then Quake 2 is DM2. I probably have all that stuff like on a CD or a jazz, some backup media from years ago. Probably floppy disks, probably like 100 different floppy disks.
Yeah,
it's probably sitting on. So,
oh, that's too funny. Now another question would be, how many times did Lenny die inside the pool? During the whole scene where you've got he runs in, and just after this, he goes in and runs into the pool in the secret area.
Oh.
Right.
And you got the guys with the bubble coming up because he's down in the water. Did he die much there?
He must have died a bunch of times.
He must have, because there it didn't matter because you're not going to see the jibs on the ground.
Right.
The problem we had with Apartment Hunting in Quake 1 is the text files that Manu had, because he did the edits via text. That's how you did it. It was all data text. When you logged in, who logged into? I think you did first. You edited it because you were editing the text file. I think because you were doing the music too.
Yep.
The music cues. Whoever logged in first when you did the take live, right, to record it, was designated that skin, because everyone had the same skin except we had different skins. So when people logged in at different.
Sorry. Yeah. I was just say the character model has 4 different skins embedded into the one character model. But
it would be determined by the order. We would set it, but the data file didn't know. It went by, well, who logged in first? Well, then they're Lenny. Well, the person that logged in second is Larry. So Manu had to go in and edit all of the takes by hand to change the order they logged in. So that was the issue with somebody getting kicked. They could change his character on the fly, what skin, but it meant, okay, it's going to be an edit.
Okay, all right.
It was weird shit.
I only remember doing the music with the guys, really.
You don't remember editing? I remember you having to go in and do all,
It's possible that I was helping Paul out. But I was mostly music and sound, and that was the first time, I think. No, actually, it was, which is the second one? Apartment Huntin', and then...
Apartment Huntin' was the first one, Quake 1. Hadly Workin' was Quake 2.
Hadly Workin'. So Hadly Workin', see, because Paul had always had a ton of experience in workflow of like bringing tons of assets and then matching them to things, and then he had all the experience, so he lived through the war of getting a production done. I hadn't at that time. I was a recording engineer, so it was a different story. But when it was like, yeah, I'll do the music and the sound effects. Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
Dun, dun, dun.
I got the sound.
And I'm a sound guy, so I can say holy shit like that.
Oh, perfect.
I'm prepared.
We need the beep.
I could not believe how much work that was. Because so Paul mentioned, the improvers were like, there's a giant sandwich over here. He's like, oh, crap. Now I gotta build a giant sandwich. And likewise, it was like, oh, look out for the pool. Mm-hmm. Pause for a pool sound. Oh, great.
He asked for what this time?
Exactly.
And then you had to drop in a trigger to trigger that sound in the
I had
DM
to make
file.
the sound.
Right, make the sound and then
drop in a trigger. And I remember Matt Dominiani was so amazed at the ability for me to, I couldn't get all the sounds. I had to make them myself. So when he jumps in the pool, I think it was a sound of me dropping a grapefruit in the bathtub or something like that.
Yeah.
In my house.
Nice.
Raw. Okay,
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, because there was no downloading. Where are you going to download sounds? And then it had to be packed. Everything had to be packed zipped up in a pack file, right? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like you could just change something on the fly. Like, oh shit, I got to unpack it, put it in, pack it again.
Yeah, that we didn't get Pack Explorer until later on. That made that a lot easier. That was something that came on down the line.
Yep.
Kids today have no idea what it was like.
I actually whipped that program out here not too long ago. I was like taking a look at things. That's how actually when I was going through Apartment Hunting and I ran across one of the issues with the very first skin for the Quake 1 model, I found out that the skin 0, which is the first one, for whatever reason, a lot of the source ports don't like that first skin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you go, I think I posted about it, but it was just like several of the source ports would not read the first skin out of all 4 of them. It'd read 1, 2, and 3, but not 0. Kind of a neat little neat little tidbit there. So, all right, I have one more question, and then we got to do the cave jam because we're hitting up on the 7:30. I just want to ask this one real quick question: are there any plans to bring back Larry and Lenny Lumberjack?
No,
I don't know.
No?
We haven't discussed it. I mean, we'd always talked about, like, there'd be some future thing we do, and obviously the things like Larry and Lenny on the campaign trail, and then following that was Trash Talk. So there was always an interest to do something beyond that, but right now there's nothing planned currently. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. Other than that, no comment.
No, it's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I know there was a bunch of stuff added, so I just curious to see if something maybe down the line when because I know several of you, or I think all three of you, have got a lot of projects on your plate, so it's not like something you can just easily pick up, and it's a pretty good sized production, especially by today.
If it did happen, though, in what medium would they be presenting themselves, though? Because Lenny and Larry were very much a part of their, it was Quake, it was revolutionary, it was holy smokes, how did you guys manage to do this? And they just were like part of it, but like, how would they show up now? Like, how would you envision Lenny and Larry showing up?
How I would?
Dead.
Sure.
I would do just, and I actually had thought about this. If someone come back, I would honestly think about doing it somehow in the Quake 2 RTX. That way you have a little bit more advanced in lighting. You can do a little bit better character models, stuff like that. But it's still got that retro vibe of Larry and Lenny.
Can the head skin be a separate skin, or is it all one skin? Because the whole skin swapped in Quake 2, so every time they talked, it changed one mouth movement.
Some of the newer
swapped the whole skin.
I have to look because I know some of the new source ports supported the Quake 3 character models.
Okay.
So I know there's a little bit more advanced support for some of the newer ways to do character models. If anything, you can check. Like I said, I'm not really big on the community and stuff. I don't know how far they're getting. I just know that
you're fired.
It's not the first time.
You failed the interview.
But I do know. Like I said, I do know some of the new Quake 2 source ports that I was messing around with when I was redoing the Hadly Workin was it supported the Quake 3 model format. So I was like, oh, that's cool. So a little bit higher resolution.
Did a great job with that port, by the way.
Oh.
Thank you.
I've still been half tempted on trying to dive into it just to fix the graphics. That's literally I'm picky about that, and it's just like I want to fix that to make it look right. And there's one scene I'm about half been tempted to, even though it's 1920 by 1080, adding the 4:3 borders in some way, because there's a couple of scenes that I noticed that don't translate well to 16 by 9.
Yeah.
And you're anal. I like that.
I really am.
I like that.
You should try really working with him.
Dedicated.
Yeah.
Actually, if we did anything live, it would be with the Zoom and all this stuff going on. It would be fun to do live improvised shows where there were different things, like where the audience got to kind of like these guys play like Jackbox games. So it was like instead of an improv show where you come up with any object, you give them a series of objects that you've already, because you got a 3D model.
Yeah.
Well, and be able to just,
One of the things you can, the only thing that kind of works well with live would be something like the one because I've been playing with it with some other stuff is either Gary's mod. Or I've seen some guys use the Half-Life 1 VR, and even though it's Half-Life 1, they're somehow, and I'm trying to figure out how they did it, when people talk, the character models are moving their mouth in conjunction with their speech.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah, they have a rig that is just hooked into the mic, so. And it's like you said, it's very rudimentary, but it works. It's really believable in that sense. So.
It's just enough of an effect to go. That's kind of cool.
Yep.
So yeah, exactly. Sure is a nice day you were having. Lip syncing is amazing in this game.
It actually reminded me of like in Hadly Workin when we were first doing that. We were trying to boost the text resolution so that we can get proper expressions on the characters. And I remember we had at the time. I believe we were trying to use I forget what the highest resolution textures were, but we
128 by 128, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember it. It was all I remember is this: we had textures in there that would cause lag between any time you had to flip between the textures, and we had to pre-cache all those textures whenever we did a shoot, because if by some chance we forgot to load a texture, all of a sudden there would be this big hitch, and you're like, oh, there goes that take.
I remember that.
And
I remember that. You had to cycle through them all.
You had to cycle through them all just to make sure they worked. So we then wound up having to compress them down or make them smaller. I forget what we did, but we had to do that plus the pre-caching to get everything set up. And so just talking about like how that stuff used to work, it's like, man, there was some times there it was kind of rough getting that stuff to work.
Kids today, they don't cache nothing.
Nope, not a one thing.
Not a thing.
6 gigs of memory.
RAM. They're like, what is RAM?
32 gigs of memory on your video card. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
My RTX 30.
Wait a minute. Did he say 16 megabytes? No.
What did they have? I don't remember what cards had. What did they have back then?
Back then, I had a 16 megabyte Matrox card. And then the Voodoos came out, which were like 8 and 16 megabytes, and then started going up from there.
That's
Just change it to gig now.
And that was great, because that is when Quake 1 added the oranges. You guys remember those? The rockets and the effect they gave the rockets and the grenades, they just became these glowing oranges instead of.
Oh right. So
we just called them throwing an orange at people.
Right.
Those were the days.
Oh yeah.
So missing.
And now the 3DFX cards are like going for like $150 and up. I'm like, seriously, people?
For what?
There's
really?
They're huge. I've just recently did a retro build for somebody, and he didn't want to spring for the graphics card because that was more than what he spent for the rest of the whole computer.
Wow.
And I just built him a Pentium 200 computer up for him to play Windows 95 98 games on. And I had a blast doing it because I bogged his computer down with a bunch of desktop themes he didn't need. I was like, I'm doing this to you.
Wait a second. So you built the guy a machine, and he was balking at a video card because he wanted a machine to play Minesweeper, but you were like,
no, he was gonna play like Blood, Quake 1, games back from Windows 95, 98. That's what we were building the computer for.
And Mac Playmate.
Okay. Yeah, make sure Clippy look great.
Is that the same OS? It's a different OS, right?
Different OS. Sorry, I got confused.
It's close.
It was Dark Castle.
I'm sure there's a freeware version of it somewhere, Frank.
It was a guy throwing rocks at bats. Dark Castle. That was a game. That's going to get me.
Yeah, true. It's either that or you had the real game where you brawled with people, but that was back on the Commodore 64, and that was Caveman at Olympics. And that used to start all kinds of I used to start all kinds of family fights in my house. It was great.
Or the gunship. What was the helicopter gunship? Something we would just pull the joystick out, pretending that we had chained up the helicopter pilot and watched him go across the map and just get shot down by ground to air missiles and stuff. And we were lip syncing to him. We're like, oh my God, someone get me out of here. I'm going to die. I bet if he could make it across the map.
If you don't stop, Frank, he will keep going.
Oh, kind of like AudioCraZ. Here. Nice.
Oh, no. This is great. I'm loving this.
Machinima, who wants to talk about that?
All right, so I think we're going to take a little bit of a break because I know somebody said he needed to hop out. I don't know if he still does or not, or if he has.
He's good till 15 of.
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna we'll keep going then, because we got Candy Channels, but you know what? We can do that after the show. It's
we can do that.
I'm loving this. This is more important.
This is great.
Can I just quickly mention something?
Go ahead.
Because I don't ever know a time in the rest of my life anybody's going to be asking me and Frank and Paul about Hadly Workin. But I just got to say, Paul, what was the name of that we were in Dallas? We went to this this Quake, was it QuakeCon or?
Yep.
So it was the one
QuakeCon.
where we had the festival and the other, what was that?
Right.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
2002.
2002. Yep.
2002. It was like the first Machinima.
Yep. At the rodeo.
Right.
Next to the rodeo, yep.
Next to the rodeo. So the moment that I realized that it was really cool what I was working with these guys was when we were over at this first festival thing. It's like across the field from QuakeCon, and I think in walks Carmack.
Yep.
And I'm like, Paul, wait, John Carmack is here? Paul's like, yeah, because he already knew he was gonna. I was like, oh my God. And then I realized, wait, he's seen Hadly Workin or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, not worthy. Like that was the moment I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
John Carmack saw our stuff.
Very well done.
And that was when, what's his name, Paul, from Epic showed off Matinee before it was launched.
Yeah, it was Mark Rain, who's actually still with Epic.
Yeah, because he's one of the co-founders, right?
Yep. Yeah, they were just getting their kind of hands around, arms around doing cinematics inside their game engine. So.
Yeah, so at the festival they showed off Matinee to all of us, and we're obviously freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Well,
and,
my thing was like what makes it amazing is they were seeing what you guys were doing, because everything they were doing was pre-rendered video files, and they had the demo file, but if you loaded in the game, you had these, low resolution compressed video files for all the cinematic stuff. And I think they finally realized we don't need to do that. We can,
right?
We can. These guys, showed us the correct way we should do it, and I think it's like. I know it was a pivotal moment for a lot of companies when they realized, well, this is really cool.
Yeah. And here we are 20 years later, and NVIDIA is announcing their Machinima tool set. So, what's old is new again.
Let's reach out to them. Let's do another festival, Paul. They were a sponsor.
Let's get started now.
Yes,
well,
let's go.
Let's go. Let's have a pizza. Grind to the meat. Who, Paul? It was in. I think it was in Wired when Will Wright was interviewed, and he had Lenny and Larry, or maybe it was in a video. He had Lenny and Larry as a screen.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's true. That's right.
I don't remember where that was from or anything. Or,
yeah, I think
it wasn't in a Machinima discussion. I mean, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was. I think it was just like you said. I think it was just an interview with Wired. He had it on in the background, so that was nice. Brings a tear to my eye.
Yeah, but does he call?
Of pain. No, he doesn't. He doesn't call it anymore.
Does he email? No. Does he Zoom? No.
After I stand outside his house for a month and a half.
Yeah, that's the thing. Did you show up at the house with the boombox? That's the question. That's when you really show you care.
No. Does he give a like? Thumbs up?
Not at all.
Does he subscribe? No.
We're friends on Facebook. I give him happy birthday greetings. He never replies back. There's no love. There's no likes.
Remember when you emailed him that time and his reply?
Oh, that was the Roger Ebert mail.
Yeah, I know. I was just switching it over.
Oh.
Back in Prodigy, where you didn't have a name, you had a number for your account, but you had access to, like, Roger Ebert. And Paul was talking, and he had his email, and he emailed Roger Ebert about Machinima or something early on. Oh, because Roger Ebert wrote about Machinima in Yahoo magazine.
That's right.
And so Paul emailed him to say that was cool, and I'd like to ask you some more questions. And his reply to Paul was,
remove.
Unsubscribe.
That was how you unsubscribed back then for the kids.
Did he send you a text message that said stop?
Lazy kids today don't even want to Google what remove meant.
It's so cool. I didn't even open up his mail until I told like 2 or 3 people that he replied. And they were like, what did he say? And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. They're like, open it up.
Remove.
Cease and desist.
One word. Just that one word, remove.
It was great. We're like, wow. Holy shit.
Thanks, Roger.
You know Roger Ebert personally.
Thanks, Roger. Friend of Machinima.
Son of a bitch.
Patron saint.
Yeah, where's he now?
Oh, well.
Shit. Oh,
yeah.
shit. Sorry. Oh, shit.
Too soon.
I felt terrible.
So, I mean, it's a while back, but, you know.
It was just bad karma got him in the end. I don't know.
You guys can keep going, but I have to go.
Oh man, it was great having you on, man.
Manu, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Have a great evening.
Thanks a lot.
Later, bro.
See you, buddy.
All right, so I want to move on to where are we at on time? I'm like not even paying attention.
We're at about 15
What is
minutes.
time?
Yeah, what is time? Well, we can go over stuff.
It's an interesting construct. But,
So, Paul, I had mentioned this stuff to you earlier. We're going to move on because there's you guys had already started talking about it. And I figure it's a good time to talk about bring it up. NVIDIA did their announcement for the RTX 30 series cards today, and Paul, did you get a chance to watch it?
I did.
Okay, so there's a couple of things in there. It's really cool because, I don't know if you guys have even played with the noise removal feature with the AI cards. I've seen it. I'm so desperately wanting to play with it, but it's like it does an amazing job of removing background noise. Yeah. Like I've watched the video. Who was that? One guy sitting there with a leaf blower next to his head, and it completely removes the leaf blower.
Wow!
He's slightly muffled because there's so much of the leaf blower, getting into the same frequency as his voice, but it does an immaculate job. Him beating his desk with a dead blow, and it's getting you don't hear it as he's sitting there. He hears it off, thud, 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 and he turns it on. You can't hear it anymore, can you? And he's still hammering away. You just can't hear it. It does an amazing job. And I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, all right, how expensive are these going to be when they finally put these into 1U rack mount? I'm assuming those are going to be like a $3,000 unit, and some of us are going to gladly pay for it. But one of the things that we were bringing up is they're doing the NVIDIA Omniverse Machinima.
Yep. And
they're going to do a beta in October. The one of the things that kind of, when he said it, I was like, huh? If you watch the video, he calls it Machinima a new form of art. Yeah. And I'm like, that's not new.
It's been around for a minute or two.
And I wanted to get your guys' I just wanted to get your take on that.
I mean, I think, it's it's an interesting thing, especially considering, you think too, like Rooster Teeth and Red versus Blue and even beyond that, Machinima.com, which obviously had a very kind of large following before it kind of folded. As a brand. So it's really odd that they've kind of looked at it from this angle. But that being said, there's never, it's been quite some time since I think people have been producing Machinima. So, labeling it as something new is kind of weird, but there's probably a bunch of people out there who have never even heard of it. So I don't know if it's going to fall, like it's going to sound so weird to those ears.
I'm glad they're doing it. I like the fact they're doing it. And the NVIDIA Omniverse Machinima, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's absolutely amazing. It was just, to me, it was like, why are they calling it new? When, you search Machinima and you're going to find years from stuff all the way back to the 90s. Yep. So that was one of the things that irked me and was kind of like, someone didn't do the research before they wrote a script.
Yeah, or, again, it could be the type of thing where they just don't feel it really kind of grabbed a mainstream hold, and they just decided, hey, we'll just, rather than try to say it's something old that we're bringing back, they just said it's new, and because their tool set is new, and so it allows them to kind of brand it that way and make people more interested in what it is, right? So
good point. Good point. That could be it.
I kind of figured it was that way, but it's still, I don't know. To me, it just kind of was like, because like I said, I wholeheartedly, and I hope Machinima it helps to kick Machinima back off, because for me, it was just an absolutely beautiful medium for a very long time. I don't know, just calling it new, just kind of like, your software is new, your position on it is new, and it's greatly welcomed. I'm really happy to see you guys looking at this. I'm curious to see what kind of, like, if you watch the video, the tools they have for it, like automatically, AI generated character model faces that will work with what audio files you load in. It's like, if they can do that, and it could, even if you have to tweak it a little bit, but that's going to save a ton of time on a bunch of productions.
It was very, very impressive what they showed off. I mean, obviously it's all demo footage, so it's very it's kind of already crafted and polished exactly, so it's going to look its best. But the promise is there, and that alone is pretty exciting. So,
yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's absolutely amazing. What's interesting is like, I don't know if you guys saw the cards. Like, they've got minimum. They're showing off 3 models, and before we had like the 60, 70, and 80 series.
Right.
Now we're going to have which I'm assuming the 60 series is going to be back out eventually. There will be their lower end model, but they're showing off a 70, 80, and now a 90. So a 3090, 3080, and 3070. And the 3090 is when they call it a beast, they don't lie. It's 3 slots.
Yeah, I saw that on the video, and it's no joke, right? Like it's like, yes, anybody buying this card is not, they're not your average, user. They are somebody who was a power user and enjoys their machine and likes their cooling. And there's just no lightweight machine that's going into, right? So
yeah, no, it's what, 3 slots.
They put 2 machines together. It'll connect them because the slots are on either side. I think
thing's a monster. The only thing I was upset about it, and when you look at the pictures, and I kind of posted this on Twitter, is like the power connector. Like, we've always been complaining about the way the power connector is always on top, but it's always been remotely towards the back of it. I don't know if you noticed, but they moved, because the way it's designed is the card is actually shorter internal. The back, I'd say half of it is all heat sink. The fan actually blows air completely through the back, so it comes through one side, out the other side. So if you have it sitting in a case, the fan's going to pull air through essentially what is the bottom as the fan's sitting on its side, and then it's going to come out the other side. It's going to pass through the card, which thermally, it's amazing cooling. I like that design. But it means the power connector has been moved to the center of the card. Which is going to make... And for someone like me that builds computers and likes, like, I'm kind of a picky about my cabling. I'm really going to be hating cable management on this.
I like how he says kind of.
Kind of.
Who did they consult with this? They didn't consult me.
It's like, couldn't they just run a cable through it and put it in the back? Like, well, I've been crying for the connector in the back so I can hide that cable a little bit more. But no, center of the card, center of it. And now I got to see the cable even more. I'm going to cry.
There's some engineer out there who's going, you know what Ray would really hate?
He's one of our quiet subscribers. This is going to get him.
I'm not saying... I'm not saying
make that guy spin.
I'm not saying I've been blocked. They blocked my email from the NVIDIA support, but...
Hey, where should we put that power thing? Put it in the middle. Yeah, but that guy, Ray. F that guy. F. Hit F.
Look at all these emails. Look at all these emails. Yeah. That's what we're going to do to help this guy out.
No. That F is in bold. Make it bold.
Yeah. He just emailed us again.
Email him back. Just say remove.
Yeah, say remove. Unsubscribe. But I didn't subscribe to it. I don't understand. I'm emailing them. I know.
This is what it's like getting an email from Ebert.
Yep.
Okay.
But I will say this: I don't know if you guys noticed that the power consumption is actually pretty reasonable on the cards. Like, given the amount of power it puts out, they even said a 3090 only needs a 750 watt power supply.
That's crazy.
It really is, because it was like, they say for the 70, 650 watt, and then a 750 for the 3080 and the 3090. Now, that is until like EVGA and everybody else gets a hold of it, and you're going to need, twist lock and 1200 watt just to overclock it. But
right.
But that's good. That's because they put the power supply in the middle. The electrons they only have half the distance to travel.
Ah, okay. And they, believe it or not, they changed the connector.
Yeah,
they changed. That's another thing they did. It's a new. The two connectors are different, and they cannot be split. So you're no longer. They did that because they do not want anybody splitting. But you can, and EVGA has already announced on their on Twitter, and the other companies are the new cable that you can buy to run the new 3000 series graphics cards on the power supplies. On the existing power supplies. So you got to buy a specific cable for your for the 3000 series. until they become
So the card costs $600 and the cable costs $600.
Yeah, that's probably how it'll go.
Probably. I think they're going to be like $20 or $30, but you get the
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah. So not only will the graphics card break your motherboard, just snap it right off, but you're also going to require power supply, not so much, but custom cables.
Right.
But I did find that weird because the amount of draw they say you cannot use the Y connectors that we've been using for years.
Yeah.
So, yeah. New cables for everybody.
I'm definitely in the market for a new machine. This the one I'm running right now has an old 1080 in it, and it's got a decent power supply, but I hear it kind of grinding, just sitting there wheezing away. So.
Hey, don't say the old 1080 because that's what I'm running right now, and I'm going to be sitting on that bad boy for a while.
Well, now that they announced the 380s, the 390s, it feels like it's 1080. Oh, it's nice knowing you, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the pricing's just right. You can go out and get yourself a 3090. Those are only $1,500.
I know it's cheap. It's bargain basement.
It's bargain basement.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. How much do kidneys go for these days? I mean, Daddy needs some more pickles.
Kidney, one card.
Do I have to take it out, or do you guys,
give us both, and you get 32 gigs on the card. You'll never use them.
SLI. It's just a less SLI for both your kidneys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And they're nice enough to hand you the knife and the bottle of alcohol.
That's right. Even trade. That's what I
Even
say.
trade.
Exactly. But
got a spleen.
The other stuff they're still coming out with so much stuff that's based off the all the AI stuff for these new RTX cards. It's freaking amazing. Like did you guys see the auto frame feature where on a standard webcam, or if you're I'm assuming if you're running like a 4K and you dump it down to 1080, the software will automatically track where your head is and change your camera around. So automatically move the frame around to keep you center.
Right.
And it's all AI.
Nice.
Saw that.
That was really cool, but the motion blur and then the AI assisted green screening.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Now I'm wondering. I'm assuming that just does it. I don't know if it does it as a green screen or if it does it as an alpha channel. I'm hoping it does it as alpha channel because
I think it's I think it's alpha. Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's alpha. It's like you said, it's just doing whatever, like some background removal, but it's doing obviously, like you said, AI driven one that's just kind of masking out the whoever is live in front of the camera, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's amazing is what I noticed. If you watch the thing that caught me, that I was like, I thought it was really impressive, was the fact that the chair they were sitting in didn't move, but it recognized the fact the chair was there.
Right.
So it's smart enough to know this is them and this is what is in their immediate, right next to them, and then everything else around them. So like I said, I really want an RTX card to play around with this. This is a lot of the stuff they're coming out with is absolutely amazing. Can we talk about Minecraft RTX?
Yes.
I mean that was a big. I have to admit that when I first saw Minecraft RTX, I was like, no. But that was just because I played Minecraft for so long. It was just like, don't touch. But you know what happens when they shine something long enough in front of you and then wave it in front of you? You finally go, well, it does look kind of nice.
Is that the ray tracing?
Yes.
Yep.
So, because yesterday I just loaded up Optifine 1.62. I mean, that is with Minecraft 1.62, because I just won't play vanilla. I've got to have, besides the custom skins I always use, texture packs, I want lights and shadows. I can't play Minecraft without.
So you're diehard.
Yeah, I was playing during the alpha when spiders couldn't crawl up walls, so your windows would be 2 or 3 blocks wide, and when they updated it and spiders could all of a sudden climb up walls and kill you in your sleep, that was pretty messed up. Yeah. Freaked everybody out, because you hear tss, 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 you're like, what is that? Outside. But what? Because I guess what is it in 2012? It's going to be. 2022. It's going to be Bedrock only, right? No more Java.
Yeah, so, no, and they've been pushing that for a long time. They're trying to get away from the Java version, the standard version, which is upsetting me because me and my daughter's standalone. I have a Minecraft server in the house that me and my daughter built this huge, thing over the years, and that's going to kind of have to go away because it's just like they're not going to.
Like, will we have custom textures with Bedrock? Can people make textures for Bedrock?
Yeah, they have the marketplace.
Oh, you got to pay for it.
And I don't know if there's any way to add it outside of it, but that's Microsoft's, integrate with all our services edition, which is I'm not too pleased with. But they're doing RTX to get everybody to be pulled into it.
Yeah, because then no one's going to update Java. From that point, there's no update, so it's like you have to go.
Yeah, there has been a community that's been working on a dedicated server for Bedrock. So we can get Bedrock, but I haven't checked that in a while. I don't know if anybody's been actively working on it or Microsoft's been okay with it. I need to check up on that because I was going to try to adapt everything we've done over to Bedrock so we can play, which is the upsides of it. And I will say I did love Bedrock was the fact that my son could be playing on his tablet, I could be playing on my computer, my daughter can be playing on her laptop, and we're all playing together. So that's if there's one good selling point about Bedrock was that.
Nice.
Because we're grown men and we want to play this game.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with trying to create something beautiful, and all you wind up doing is making, the board cube, but it's still beautiful.
Yeah, and then a creeper blows it up, and then
then you're cursing.
Or an ender takes that one block, and you're like, "Why did you take my one?" You screwed the whole thing up, and you kill them.
I gotta tell you, I'm really interested in this noise, this automated noise removal.
Have you
software?
But why is that? Why is that on a video card?
Well, because it uses the GPU apparently, but it's
it uses the RTX cores
for the audio coming from the game.
It uses their AI algorithm to analyze the audio. It adds a little bit of delay, but it listens for what it perceives as background noise and literally eliminates it.
But from what, like us talking right now on Discord?
Yeah,
anywhere really.
Yeah, anywhere. But say like all of a sudden somebody was hammering behind you, nobody would hear it through the microphone.
Right.
But after the show, message me. I will send you a video, or if you check out what's his name's channel, he did a video like literally he was sitting there pounding on his desk and he turned the RTX voice on and off, and it was just like he's sitting there pounding and you can hear it pound, pound, pound. And all of a sudden he turns it on. He's still pounding on his desk, but you can't hear it.
Yeah.
It's
just weird for me because I remember when we had to get separate audio cards. Now it's usually, but the fact that audio is. You're saying audio is on the video card.
Well, it's not audio so much as it's using the GPUs on the video card to do the voice.
To do that part.
It's kind of going through
exactly.
It's in the
because we're all on Discord, like right now.
Yeah. Well, and if you think about it, it's the same way that people are using GPUs to do a lot of other things besides doing graphics. It's just doing computational math.
Right.
Because for a while, right, there were physics engine cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
The PhysX, I remember those. And then they
had the Havoc cards.
The which ones?
The Havoc cards?
Yeah.
What were the Havoc cards?
It was the Havoc engine.
It was the Havoc engine. What was the physics card engine? The physics card that used to be. It was one of the right around the time of the Voodoo cards came out. It was a standalone. Yeah,
because the idea was to have physics was such a big deal, and having ragdoll physics was new, and the Havoc engine, because why do it? Why code it? These other guys already did it. Great, let's just pull the physics in here and ragdoll and all that stuff. So then it was, we'll have a separate card, but that never ended up really happening. It got integrated, I guess, into the.
Yeah, it basically got. Didn't NVIDIA buy it? And it's literally there. If you download NVIDIA cards, there is the PhysX, and it just basically offloads that. If a bunch of things are falling, it's doing the math on calculating. If this one hits this one, then it's going to dive off this direction, stuff like that. It offloads that to the graphics card, and it does the computational math on that.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, PhysX got integrated into the NVIDIA cards. Geez, when did that happen? I remember the original PhysX cards. It was like a PCI slot, and then people but it just didn't sell. It was like, this is like having a 2D and a 3D graphics card, and we don't want to do that no more.
Yeah.
Yep. And sorry, the noise reduction, the noise removal software that I saw was really impressive. Is especially now with a lot of folks working from home, is that you can turn that sucker on, and then like if your dog is barking,
can't hear
that'll just remove that. Yeah.
The one weird thing though is like, so I don't use Discord. I use Hangout for when I DM Dungeons and Dragons online. And when we tried Discord, the problem we ran into is that there's crosstalk. And you have to have crosstalk when you have a group playing a role-playing game.
Yeah.
And Discord it might be better now. It didn't handle it well. That is, it just cut people off. So it's like if you ever done that with FaceTime with your mom or whatever, and you're like, what did that person just say? Because you talked and it cut them right off. So it's one thing to have what you're mentioning work so well. Then there's this dance you have to do where you have to have a conversation with another human, especially when they're Italian, like Paul and I. We talk over, right, Paul?
Yeah, every time.
It's like, right?
It's just like
pass the gravy
every time.
Dinner, yeah. What, Paul?
Yes, pass the gravy, Frank.
Well, that's what at Thanksgiving. Never mind.
It's true.
I think they both. One, I wouldn't be surprised that they limited it because of the audio algorithm they were using or the audio codec they were using wasn't as robust as it's. I think they've improved over the years.
In Discord, you're saying? Or
in Discord, because I haven't noticed. I don't remember that, but it took me a long time to get to Discord. I mean, I was an old Ventrilo person.
Yeah, we use Ventrilo.
I was a Vent user.
Ventrilo. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite because I used to run my own Vent server. I just had a box somewhere and I just ran a server. So
TeamSpeak.
Oh yeah, TeamSpeak. There's so many that have come and gone, haven't they?
What was the other one? It was with an M. MySpace.
MySpace.
No, I can't remember what it was. It was around with Ventrilo. There was TeamSpeak, then we went to Ventrilo.
Yeah.
We went back and forth between Ventrilo and...
Before we had voice, we had ICQ.
That's true, ICQ.
Yep,
Holy smokes.
ICQ.
And I think I still remember the number, even though the servers are shut down years ago. I was upset about that.
I had on AIM, Frankie Boy, one word. So I had Frankie Boy on Instant Messenger with no numbers, and people would text me all the time thinking I was someone else, and I just went along with it. I almost got a guy fired from Baskin Robbins because his boss was like, "Where's Joe?" I didn't realize it was a roommate. I said, "He's passed out on the coffee table, man. He's on a bender." I said, "You got to get him now." I said, "I ain't getting him. He's dead. He's passed out. He's supposed to have been work a half an hour ago." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Can I get a discount?
Frank, you also had a 3-digit ICQ number.
Really?
Was it?
No.
Oh. No. I didn't think they had that.
I just remember my Prodigy number was 956732. No, I don't remember what the fuck. Why would you give someone a number? What the hell was that? Like you're gonna remember that?
Yeah, my ICQ number, and I don't know why I still remember the days 1599585.
Wow. Right. Yeah.
And it's one of those. It's kind of like that random information that you don't need, but it's stuck.
Your head's stuck.
Yeah, sure. It's just that little nugget of useless information. And there's quite a few of them in there. All right.
Those are the days when you had to.
What are days?
Days. When you had to uninstall a driver and go back to 640 by 480 in order to then reinstall the new NVIDIA drivers, and screwed up all your desktop and everything.
But
safe mode.
Safe mode.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that was scary. I didn't know how to do that.
F8, quickly! Oh, you missed it.
F8.
Yeah. Fuck, I missed it again.
F8. What was the other thing? Is that or escape? What did you hold down when you started?
Windows was F8 for the longest time, unless you just were impatient and just flipped it on and off, flipped the power on and off during reboot enough times, and then it just automatically went there.
What did F5? Did F5 do something?
No, F2 or delete went into the BIOS.
Yep. Then there was the key combination every now and then would just shut your whole machine down.
Control-Alt-Delete.
There was something else. Once a blue moon, you'd get someone go, "Oh, just hit this, this, and this," and then they would gone from TeamSpeak.
Oh, you tell somebody, "Oh, dude, refresh it. Hit Alt F4."
Was that what it was?
That's closed application.
Just hold down the power button, and
there's a reset. There is a program reset button in the back. Just flip it one way and flip it back.
Yeah, it'll zap the PRAM.
Oh, jeez. No, the worst one I ever seen people do, and I've never done this, and I never will, was somebody told some kid to take a magnet from a speaker, and it'll fix your hard drive, make it faster.
All right.
Ouch.
Yeah.
You know, a few years ago, a guy made a YouTube video, a mock one, where he's giving tips, and it was about wrapping magnets around cables and crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
It was, it was going to speed up the electron flow, but it had to be in a certain direction on your Ethernet cable. Yeah.
Oh yeah, to get up to gigabit speeds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This will trick the ISP into thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it had to be, the poles had to be just right. Yeah.
So you have to match the poles on the magnet and then wrap the cable in a specific way, and you'll get gigabit speeds, guaranteed. Horrible. People.
So much work.
All right, where are we out of time? I
think we're 10 minutes over.
We're 10 minutes over?
Yeah.
We're doing great, dude. This has been absolutely a blast. I love this.
Awesome.
One other thing. Have you guys checked? Any of you guys a Fortnite player?
No.
No. I played. Used to play when it first came out, but I haven't played in such a long time.
Okay,
I'd watch buddies play, and I would go, "This is like life. There's so much pressure. Like, hurry up, get in there. Are you gonna? Oh my god, get stuff."
Well, that's another
title. This is what I do all day.
Yeah, really. Just run around beating people with an axe.
Well, that part's fun, but yeah.
Yeah, that's called therapy in the workplace.
Yeah. Depending on where you live, that can be part of your daily routine.
Sure. Are you chopping down trees? No. Why would you say that? But Fortnite is getting RTX.
Oh right, I heard that on the.
They've got if you go to their video, they've got it, and it actually looks pretty impressive. Like, it's zoomed in on one of the guys with the helmets, and you can see all the reflections behind him. The only thing that bugged me, and it's, of course, you guys are going to realize it's me saying this, you can't see the camera in the reflections. That was like a bit of unrealism that drove me nuts.
You can't see the camera in the reflection of his eye?
And reflection, no, the reflection of his helmet. He's got a full, like a biker's bike helmet on, and the whole face shield, the part that lifts up and down, is reflective, and you can see all the characters on behind him. But it's like, I don't see the camera. It doesn't look right.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, like, they go through all this. All this trouble of getting like subsurface scattering in place and all this, eye shaders and all these other things.
Volumetric lighting.
Volumetric lighting.
DLSS,
they can't put the damn camera. They can't
the same again with a guy in a white beater T-shirt and all kind of that says IATSE.
Yeah. A couple of mystery stains, but those are required for realism.
Yeah. If you take a daguerreotype, you zoom in on the eye, you can see the reflection of the camera in the room because it was on a molecular level. Because daguerreotypes it was atoms.
Never knew that, Frank.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sleep on that, you son of a bitch.
Where's your RTX now?
Yeah, where's your RTX in Central Valley now?
There you go.
Overheating at 195 degrees, growing all our vegetables in that heat. We thank you for that, but still.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. This has been absolutely amazing night, guys. Thank you again so much for joining us. And
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
And thanks again for rebooting Hadly Workin. That was awesome. I know it was awesome for Paul. It was a lot of work on his part, a lot of creative work, but a lot of grindstone for many months, and it paid off with the awards we won and all that stuff, and where it went from there. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and like I said, if you guys, I know it's not on your radio currently, but any time down the road, if Larry and Leonard ever decides to like make a slow comeback, let me know. I want to see it. I just want to watch it because it's like
he's hoping his messenger will bing.
At any moment. I want to hear you got mail.
You got mail.
A little flashback for some of you.
Oh Jesus, that's all going to be. That's all retro now.
I already have an idea for the Larry and Lenny next short. but at least the title of it'll be called Middle of the Card Power Supply.
Yeah. Why? And the whole time Lenny wants to know if he gets married to his real doll, if he gets an actual marriage certificate. Will his mom finally accept it and come to visit? No, that's me. Never mind. That's not me. That's the question I'm actually asking. Because, Mom, I love you. I miss you. Everything's okay. I think you'd really like her.
Right, and we've kept these guys long enough, Frank.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, no,
Sorry.
keep going. I'm good. I'm good.
Ray's in heaven right now. Believe me.
This is one of the best nights ever. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. This is the best nights ever. I've had the most fun tonight. I was looking when I heard back from Paul, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to come to the show?" And then he said, "You too," and I was just like, "No, seriously." I was squealing. I was completely thrilled you guys to be on because. Awesome. No joke. When Hadly Workin, when I ran across it, I did not come across it when it first came out because I was one of those guys that I didn't get a computer until I bought one. When I was like 20 years old, and then I started getting into Quake 2. Then I started getting into the Machinima stuff, and that's how I started getting into doing sound bites for people and doing some texture work for some friends and stuff that were working on maps and stuff. And I ran across your guys, and I fell massively in love with it. I thought it was literally the best thing ever to happen to Quake 2 because it was Quake 2, but it wasn't. Like you were completely taken out of Quake 2, but Quake 2 was running something that was just like this amazing creative video. The amount of work and love and passion that went into it was absolutely phenomenal. It sucked me in with Apartment Huntin. I had a whole bunch of other questions, but honestly, tonight was an absolutely amazing night. So it's just like, you know what, that's not important. We're going to keep going. I love the flow of this. But thank you guys so much. Frank, Paul, Manu, you left earlier, but you guys were absolutely amazing. I had an absolutely amazing night. Awesome. Thank you so much. I really hope you guys can keep in touch.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Totally.
So everybody, links down below. Please click their links. The links to Pixel Valley Studios is down below. Also to their YouTube channel. Was it Pull My Focus? Pull the Focus?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Pull My Focus.
Pull My Focus. Thank you. It's like I know it's pull and focus. That's that middle word that I never quite get.
Ray has a hard time with the middle words.
I have a problem with a lot of the words. It really gets hard whenever the crayon starts smudging on my paperwork. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. It was, like I said, it was a magical evening. This is literally going to be a memorable evening for me. One I'm going to remember for a long time. I really hope you guys can keep in touch. One of these days, I did want to say this. One of these days, I'm going to get a random soundbite in a game somewhere or in a video somewhere. Just me, I just wanted to hear my voice in the background and people, just hear, maintenance. Hold on. What was it? Okay, yeah. Maintenance. The soiling. Please remove the blockage from the Soylent Green processor. That's all I want. Just randomly playing and people go, what?
What the hell? That's great.
So, anyway, those guys watching, like I said, those guys listening on the podcast, we go live on YouTube every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. If not, you can catch us on iTunes, Spotify, all the normal stuff. Podbean, yep. You name it. Come and hang out with the chat. If not, you can support us on Patreon. We will be back next week. I don't know what we're doing because I didn't gotten that far. I haven't slept yet, so I will figure it out. But
we're going to do things.
We're going to do things. We didn't even get to the candy challenge. We're going to dive into some candy after the show.
Maybe next week will just be all candy.
I don't know what happened. They just got a sugar rush and started babbling incoherently, which is kind of like most of our shows anyway.
Most of them.
So, you guys, thank you again so much. Sorry, I had a text message here at work bugging me. So, thank you so much for joining us. Anything you guys would like to go before we get out of here?
No. Thanks again for having us on. Like I said, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure coming across the video. It was a pleasure seeing it up-resed and all the work and attention you put into putting that together. And yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch, especially if we do anything further down the road.
Yeah, what Paul said. I second that motion.
Yeah.
Here.
That's me too. I second everything Ray said.
And sometimes that catches you off guard. And it's like, wait a minute, what did I say yes to?
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
So those guys watching, thank you so much. I know we didn't get to the chat at all tonight. We were watching, but we just couldn't keep up with it. It was just tonight we were on a roll. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys. Thank you Frank and Paul for joining us, and Manu as well. Tonight was an amazing evening. We hope to see everybody back next week. You guys have a good one.
Take it easy, guys.
Take care.
Take care.